Boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do, but it ain't nowhere to run. When judgment comes for you, when judgment comes for you.
One of the things I really wanted to talk about in this Year in Review special was Robert Kirkman coming out against writers who only work for the bigger companies like Marvel and DC. Now, before I filmed this segment, I wanted to make sure that I had the right equipment to capture this serious subject. So I went out and I got this little digital recorder, which overall is going to give the video blogs a much better audio quality. This will be a great benefit for those out there who have 5.1 digital surround sound. In 2008, Robert Kirkman, the acclaimed writer of books like Invincible and Marvel Zombies 1 and 2, came out and said he believed the only way the comic book industry could stay alive was if the top creators stepped away from working on books like Spider-Man and Superman and instead worked exclusively on creator-owned projects. His hope is that Marvel and DC would have to step up their game and make their books more accessible to younger readers by having less continuity and mature content. With the top creators only working on creator-owned titles, we would get a wealth of new ideas that would be geared more for the mature reader, which is basically the age group that is keeping the comic book industry alive by buying all the Marvel and DC books. Kirkman's biggest fear is that not enough kids are getting into books like Batman and Captain America because the books are being written for the older audience. So if and when the older audience gives up comics, who will be around to keep the industry alive with sales? Mr. Kirkman brings up some interesting theories, but for the most part I disagree with him, as do others. I like to think that it's the duty of us older fanboys, the fan-mans as Joe Quesada would say, to help bring in the next generation of fanboys. Marvel and DC both have great books for the younger audiences, to help younger kids not only get into reading, but enjoy the medium of comic books. It's not just the younger kids that we can have an effect on either. I know from experience that if you take the right approach, you can get anyone into comics. We all have that friend who loved The Dark Knight or Iron Man and wants to know what they can read to get into comics. Take the time to help them become one of us. Think of it as bringing another into a cult. A happy, friendly cult. A cult of spandex and capes. In closing, I respect Robert Kirkman for coming out and saying what he did, but I don't agree. Marvel and DC, you guys keep up the good work, and we'll keep bringing you as many new readers as we can.